Hello, YouTube. I wanted to make a video because I understand that I launched this channel a couple weeks ago with a very brief introduction video, and I said that I was going to be getting started making videos, and I haven't really done that. So I thought, well, I am overdue. So this is my first video covering a topic of interest to me, and I hope of interest to you in the field of finance. So, the idea for this video today, I'm going to be covering financial statement analysis, and more specifically, the analysis of the company's 10K form, which is an annual form that must be filed by all publicly traded corporations with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The idea was brought to me because we're talking about 10K forms along with a multitude of other forms in financial statement analysis class right now. And we actually just had a test yesterday, so I hope it did well on that. But either way, I'm interested in learning more about financial statements and the 10K form, so I wanted to talk about those in the video. So more specifically on the 10K, during class we had a discussion about what was considered relevant and what was considered maybe not so relevant or useful information to look at on the 10K form. So people had a kind of a debate, a very friendly one about what was important to them, and I recall one of the students mentioned that they looked at location, and that didn't really seem to be a very popular choice as far as something of importance to look at on a 10K form, and so that was a little bit surprising to me because I know that in real estate the motto or the slogan or whatever you'd like to call it is location, location, location. So I guess in finance, location, location, location is not quite as relevant. So that was one topic. One of the things that I had definitely um, looked at and thought was important, and the professor also agreed, was about legal proceedings. And the reason why that's important is because you can have a very strong balance sheet. You can have a very good current ratio, very good liquidity, very good solvency, strong statement of cash flows, a strong income statement. Everything checks out, that sort of thing. But if you lose a major pending lawsuit, then your business is definitely going to be in a much worse position than it was before the result of that lawsuit. So I thought that that was a pretty important factor to consider, and I'm sure a lot of you would agree. And so in addition to that, people had agreed on the independent auditor's opinion as being an important part of analyzing financial statements as well as selected financial data. Now, I was a little bit surprised that people had said selected financial data was important to look at because it's not very thorough. It does go over the last 5 years, the a few financial metrics for the last 5 years, but it's not very detailed. And you can get more thorough information from other parts of the 10K form, but I guess maybe if you're just looking for a snapshot, then that is valuable. So I thought that was interesting. And one thing that I suggested that maybe not everybody places quite as much importance on was capital resources. Because I believe that a lot of businesses, their goal is to expand and to open up new stores and to dive into new markets and to launch new product lines and to just expand into places and to business ventures that they haven't done before. So I think that if you have adequate or far superior capital resources compared to your competitors, then you're going to be in a much better position to expand and to bring your company into new markets. And I think that that's very important to the success of a business, or at least the expansion of a business. So those are just a few of them. Obviously, there's a lot more information on the 10K form. There's a lot more parts of it. I know that there are several parts of the 10K form that mention risk. Just a few of them. There's risk factors, There is off-balance sheet risk, liquidity risk, and market risk and interest rate sensitivity. So those are four of them. There might be another one or two that I'm missing, but that just goes to show you that risk is a very important part of the decisions made by managers and executives of companies. And so I thought that that was worth mentioning. So with all that said, I think that this is very interesting, and I would like to get your opinion, the YouTube community, and see what you think about what things you should look at on a financial statement. Do you agree that location is not as important in finance as it is in real estate, or do you think that that is a major factor? And what is your opinion on capital resources? Do you agree with me that capital resources are very important because a lot of businesses might be looking to expand in the future? Or do you think that um, even if a company was looking to expand, maybe capital resources isn't the most important factor to look at in determining their feasibility in expanding into new markets? And what do you think about legal proceedings? How important do you think those are? How important do you think the independent auditor's opinion is? And then how important do you think the selected financial data is? Do you think that it's good because it gives you a good introduction, is a good starting point before you delve any further into the company's 10K form, or do you think that you should start out with more detailed and more thorough information? So I look forward to hearing everybody's responses. Please feel free to comment, or if you're even more daring, I'd love to get a video response from somebody and see if we can get a nice, polite, healthy debate going on. So, good night, everyone.